Good evening. The hour is now 6 o'clock. Welcome to the meeting of the Grand Blanc Township Board. If you all would rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll take the roll in just a moment, but if you would, members, put your phones on mute. Supervisor Bennett is always good about reminding people of that, and I want to do my level best to live up to his standards. And if there's anyone that wishes to speak during public comment, there are cards that you can fill out, and please turn them in to Trustee Fike, and he'll pass them along. Let's see. I'll take the roll call at this time. Of course, I'm here. Treasurer Gancho?
Yes.
Trustee Ryder?
Here.
Trustee Fike?
Here.
Trustee Hugo?
Here.
Trustee White?
Here.
6 members present, a quorum. I need a motion and support to allow me to continue to preside. Motion by Fike, supported by Hugo. Support and Hugo. Support. All righty. Trustee White?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Treasurer Yancho?
Yes.
Trustee Ryder?
Yes.
Trustee Fike?
Yes.
Trustee Hugo?
Yes.
6-0, motion passes. I need now a vote to approve the agenda, a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion by Hugo. Motion by Hugo. Seconded by Yancho on the issue of the agenda. Trustee Hugo.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Trustee Fike.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Ryder.
Yes.
Treasurer Yancho.
Yes.
6-0, motion passes. We have now public comment. We have a few cards turned in. Let's see. Mr. Joe McHugh, you wish to speak? You have 3 minutes. Keep the time if you would, Mike.
Yes.
Let us raise a standard to which the wise and honest can repel. General George Washington set the tone at the Constitutional Convention of 1787 as the presiding officer some 250 years ago at the dawning of our nation. Thomas Jefferson inspired our nation to declare our independence by asserting our natural rights. Thomas Jefferson inspired our nation to declare our independence by asserting our rights are to life, liberty, and justice are naturally inherited through the laws of nature and nature's God. If we watch the birds, the bees, the stones, and the trees, we will see liberty, justice, and nature in action. And while nature may provide the example, it is our responsibility to be involved in government, because if we are not, government will be involved with us. Our township pension and credit is currently scoring a school grade of a D+ to a C-. Now that is equivalent to an investment grade of a single A-. This affects our cost of credit, our cost of roads, our property values, and our safety and happiness too. And that is why I'm calling on you, our elected officials, to convert the pension into individual retirement accounts and to incorporate the natural rights of the individual to life, liberty, and justice into the township charter so that we may boost our credit, lower the cost of roads, increase our property values, meet our standard of excellence, and honor and preserve our natural rights to life, liberty, and justice. Thomas Jefferson described liberty like this. Liberty is thought, speech, and action that is unobstructed and of our own free will, limited only by the equal rights of one another.
30 seconds.
Now that is a standard to which all of us can repair. Thank you.
We have Denise and Terry Harper. You wish to come up individually or collectively? Okay.
Good evening.
Pull that microphone down so we can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. I live on 58 Wishing Well, which was planned to be resurfaced last summer. And they started the project, I believe, at the beginning of November. Thus, they were unable to complete the project. And I'm just prefacing all this to make it clear that they started the project and it's not finished yet, and it's the end of June. And I've done as much research as I can to find out what exactly is going on with the project, because they've left our yards a mess. They haven't put the second coating of tar, which causes almost like a trip hazard. But anyway, that's enough of complaining about it. I just want to know what the plan is, or where do we go as residents to find out what's going on, because I heard there's something about some court or litigations or something like that, but I haven't been able to find any information, and I think we deserve some kind of answer, so maybe you all can help with that tonight. Thank you, I think that's it.
Thank you. And lastly, Sue Hendricks.
Hi, Dr. Sue Hendricks, obviously Grand Blanc, Michigan. I'm here once again about the flat cameras. First, an update. Both Fort Collins, Colorado, and Milford have canceled their contracts. This is new since we spoke. So people, communities are seeing the problems and the dangers that are there. FLOC has said it has a perpetual contract to store data. So when they say that they're not keeping your stuff, they absolutely are. Okay, they're they have shared their data with U.S. Border Patrol and Homeland Security in violation of several states' laws. FLOC has turned on nationwide search settings in at least one city that the city did not turn on themselves. They did not want it. They didn't turn it on. FLOC did it for them. FLOC has also, after cities have discontinued, have put the cameras back up without permission. They are not acting in good these are not great business practice. They are recording not only our license plates, but damage to the cars, decals, license plates, and looking inside of trucks, as well as taking 6 to 12 photos per car, as well as who's driving. All this creates a map of every person's day travel. They know where you are, where you're going, what's happening all the time, and this is becoming a nationwide surveillance, which is unconstitutional. Congressman Andrew Clyde has said there are more than 80,000 cameras tracking not just suspects and warrants, but people without, this is without court approval. They're tracking all of us, but there are no warrants for our stuff. There are no, outstanding problems, and we're all being tracked. The police have been told in places to be as vague as possible in requests for this data to avoid FOIA requests. So they don't want to be able to, to have to answer to the people with a FOIA request. There are false arrests and lawsuits, which of course will be expensive for you and our township. They are still, of course, seeing increased trafficking by police and others for stalking, reproductive health care, protesters, and people who are just doing their constitutionally correct things, freedom of speech, that sort of thing. So I just want to end this with, last time you were having a discussion about how to pay contracts for your firemen, for your people, and I can tell you right now, you'll have a ton more money to do that if you stop your flock contracts. You know, we are paying money for something people don't want. They don't need, that is probably unconstitutional, will put you at risk, and we could be using that money to actually make our township safer by increasing the actual personnel who are here to take care of us. So one of the things I'll leave you with as a veterinarian and a doctor, one of the things that I have to do is always work to say, you know, do no harm. And this is where you come in, this is part of you, do no harm.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Moving on, I need a motion and support to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
Motion by Yancho, supported by Ryder on the consent agenda. Treasurer Yancho.
Yes.
Trustee Hugo.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Trustee Fike.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Ryder.
Yes.
6-0, motion passes. Very good. Old business, strategic plan review. Superintendent Levita?
Thank you, Clerk Robertson. Tonight for your strategic plan review, I'm providing an update. In the strategic plan, the board selected as a goal to review opportunities to improve outcomes in first responder services, as well as to look for collaborative approaches to improve our outreach with the Genesee County Board of Commissioners. As part of that, Supervisor Bennett and myself have been working with the top elected official and the managers for 5 municipalities or 4 other municipalities in South Genesee County. And we've talked a lot about where we could have a positive impact. And we've discussed a lot of things, including you know, a lot of the services that millages are paid to the county, including Parks and Recreation, senior services, paramedic millage, and a lot of those where, as a 5 municipality consortium, or if more municipalities want to join us, we can really make our voices heard at the county board level to make sure that we're getting the representation that we deserve on the South Genesee County side of things. You guys know that as a group, we provide a tremendous amount of the revenue through those millages for the county operations, and we think that we're a lot stronger when we're together. Part of that outreach involved talking about fire services and potentials for collaborative efforts. Out of that grew a desire of the 5 communities to take a look, to explore a study on where we could potentially have collaborative efforts that would improve our efforts, improve outcomes, and you know, potentially to save some funds in providing those services. We kicked it off last week. All of the 5 fire chiefs, the top elected officials, and again, the managers, top appointed officials met for a couple of hours to kick off the study. And I've included those materials in your packet for tonight, just so that you could see kind of the timeline of how that's working. The fire service analysis will start first, and the Fire Chief Dave Pache is working with that group to provide that analysis. He scheduled some meetings with our fire chiefs and included in there the potential table of contents, what you're looking for. But each municipality we looked at for current future demand levels, current future resources, including personnel availability and training, apparatus, equipment, structure, et cetera, and then current future resource gap analysis of what they need and where they're at, and then finally a financial analysis that both current demands and future demands for those municipalities. Once those are completed, it'll be provided to all of us. The review will start with the potential areas of cooperation between the 5 communities, service impacts for each area, and the financial impacts for each area. And then finally, the study will come together in September 12th completion, and the draft will be sent out to everybody with the idea that in October we will all get together live again, review those results, and really dive in on, are there opportunities for us to partner with our neighboring communities and have a meaningful impact, both financially and from a service level. We don't know what that looks like yet. Everything's on the table. It's wide open, but I was very encouraged by the dialogue that occurred. It was great having the 5 fire chiefs there, along with the appointed and elected officials, to really kick this thing off. Everybody, all 5 communities, committed to it. Some of the questions that were raised were, what about other communities? We have received interest from a couple of other communities that heard about the study. And believe it or not, it's really hard to get 5 communities together at one time in one place. We thought we'd better start with those 5 rather than try to add more at this point, because it is a bit like herding cats to find a day that fits for that many people at one time. There was some concern, some of the fire chiefs even stated, like, hey, how come we weren't brought in on all the meetings? But as I pointed out, all of the discussions weren't about fire. There's a lot of other things from, like I said, senior services, paramedic millage, et cetera, that we hope to continue to branch out. This was just the first step, and one that we felt maybe had the biggest need and was the easiest one to get everybody on the same page to work. I think it really does help that synergy of getting everything together. But it was nice to have the fire chiefs there. Everybody in the meeting committed to full support. It's kicked off immediately. They're out there gathering information. So I wanted to provide that update because, again, it does 2 things. 2 of your goals are addressed with this. One was to look at all service models and the potential for improved outcomes in fire services. So this is going to help us in that area. And then also, being able to have that outreach with the County Board of Commissioners and really bringing people together. So really excited to see this thing kick off. I think as we go through, we'll provide updates as they provide updates. The facilitator said as they get information, as they go through each one, they won't wait to put the whole thing together to get it out to us. They'll share it with us as they move forward. So I think that's great. We'll see if, ours goes first. It'll be shared out with the other municipalities. And again, once it's done, other municipalities, if we find some opportunities for collaborative efforts, and everything's on the table. It could be, for example, where should fire stations be located? Maybe there's an opportunity that a fire station is located in an area that it services both communities, and it's shared services that they could share in. So rather than build their own fire station, that they share that cost and they share that building. It could be sharing personnel. It could be sharing training. It could be sharing fire inspection services. It could end up being where somebody wants to buy services from one of the other municipalities. Make no mistake, we talked a lot about Grand Blanc Township and our efforts in fire service. Clearly, we are better poised than most municipalities in Genesee County. We're the only ones outside the city of Flint that are offering 24/7, 365 manned fire stations. We've got a great capital plan. We really are putting our plans together, and we're light years ahead of a lot of them. But we're only going to do things that make financial sense. We're not looking for ways to provide services that we don't get reimbursed for either. We've been in that relationship before, and it didn't work out all that great. We're looking for opportunities of synergy. So I'm happy to report this. I'm really excited for the kickoff of this study. And if you felt the energy in the room, everybody's on board with all 5 municipalities. So that's a good thing. Happy to answer any questions about it that you guys may have.
Questions from board members regarding the strategic plan review update from Superintendent Limita? Trustee Fike.
I guess I have a comment, and I think it's a great idea. I would love to see us share services at times and determine among these fire departments, does any one of them have a specialty that they do better perhaps than the others? For instance, I don't know if water rescue files under the fire department, but if one of its stations has a boat and it has this kind of gear and the others don't, maybe we could rely on that department to do water rescues.
And that was some of the discussion. Obviously, there's going to be some concerns. Everybody wants to maintain their own identity. That's so important, I think, to each individual fire department. The fire marshal sitting here, I guarantee he wants to maintain his identity as Grand Blanc Township Fire. They're They're very proud of their department, but no more proud than any of the other municipalities. Again, we have a leg up because we do have the opportunity for full-time fire with our combination department. But it was raised, will that hurt our ISO rating, for example, if we rely on shared equipment? Those are questions that are going to get answered in the course of the study. And so, Trustee Fike, I think that's a great question. I think that those are the things that we're looking for that come out. Like, we're not going to do anything that hurts our ISO rating. But what a great idea when you look at, you approved the AFG grant pursuit at your last meeting, and I think that fire apparatus was $1.5 or $1.6 million. Those used to be $800,000 not that many years ago, prior to COVID. So as you continue to see these costs rise, and a lot of our conversation talked about, we've got some experts in the room that have been dealing with fire service for 40 years and conducting some of these studies and realizing that it's not like it was. It's hard to attract manpower. So when we went around the room and asked those fire chiefs, what's your number one concern? Nobody here should be surprised that staffing came up, because it's not like it was. And we talked about how the fire service historically, Grandpa brought Dad along and he brought his sons along and they created this tradition, but people's lives have gotten busier and they don't all work in the same community that they live. So the idea of the volunteer or paid on call, and I could from the hardware store to answer the call, that's just become a thing of the past, and we're going to have to continue to evolve. And I think we're going to get some answers back when we see this in the preliminary in September and then the final meeting in October. Thank you.
Other questions for any other board members? Okay, well, thank you very much. We'll move on to, for that report. Move on to new business. Item 7A, the board will consider a motion to approve a 3-year licensing agreement with ePlan Soft for the amount of $38,203.52 and authorize the township superintendent to execute all related documents. Superintendent Lehman, are you speaking to the issue?
I am. This is we've been moving towards this for a number of years and finally kicked it off live in April of this year. What's before you tonight is to approve the 3-year licensing agreement moving forward with the software as a service. This does integrate with our BSNA software system. It allows for a number of our departments to digitally review plans. Again, why is this important to us? It makes us more cutting edge when it comes to dealing with developers. It shows people who we are. What could have taken weeks to get through on a plan review, somebody sends it in here, they drop off 10 sets of physical plans, we have to pass them out. People go through, we see some changes that need to be made, we have to call the person, the applicant, who then has to create new plans, have their engineers and architects redesign, add parking spaces, add greenery, do some of the corrections that we see, drop off a new set of plans for further review, so we look through it, schedule it for the next meeting. Weeks could have gone by. Now we can do those same things in a day. When we go through and we're going through this review, and again, it's in its infancy for us, we're rolling it out. It's working well so far, but being able to review those plans online, look where we can see some changes, send those out to the applicant, allow them to make real-time changes and submit them back to us is a pretty amazing thing. It just makes us light years ahead and much more business-friendly. So again, taking what could have been sometimes weeks and months to make corrections and move somebody through the plan review process can now be done in hours. So we're asking if you would approve the 3-year licensing agreement as we move this forward. Total payments of $38,203.52 over.
Any questions? Trustee Hugo?
Yes, just so the community is aware, this is a renewal, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Treasurer Yancho?
Yes, I just want to make the comment that whenever we have a builder coming in, especially a big developer, to develop a large project or a large building, that time is often of the essence. If our community gets a reputation for moving projects forward quickly, we'll become more popular with developers.
Very good. Trustee Fike?
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, a motion from Trustee Fike, supported by?
Support.
Supported by trustee Ryder. Okay. On item 7A, trustee Ryder,
Yes.
treasurer Yancho,
Yes.
trustee Hugo,
Yes.
trustee White,
Yes.
trustee Fike,
Yes.
myself, yes. 6-0, motion passes. Item 7B, the board will consider a motion to accept the ordinance as presented as a first reading of the amendment to the fire code. Superintendent Limita?
So we have Fire Marshal here this evening. He'll walk you through the whys behind it, but it is an update to our ordinance to bring us update to the most current fire code.
Fire Marshal Keller, welcome.
Thank you. So currently, we operate under the 2009 International Fire Code. And the fire service, as many of you may be aware, seen a lot of emerging technology and hazards. Some of those are lithium batteries, mobile food trucks. They have a new refrigerant that's flammable that's being used in HVAC equipment. And unfortunately, the 2009 edition that we currently use does not address any of that. So we're looking to adopt to the 2024 International Fire Code, which will address a lot of these issues we're starting to see, and then also align better with the Michigan Building Code that is currently adopted too.
Okay, very good. Questions from the board members?
What is the plan
Trustee Fike?
if there is a lithium battery in a car and an EV? You know, they're terribly flammable and hard to put out. Do we have a plan for that?
Yeah, it depends on, we could talk all day, there's
Yeah.
different scenarios for it. Our main plan is if there's no surrounding structures, no life hazard, is to let it burn out. We could spend several hours trying to suppress it with thousands of gallons of water, and then that also creates another hazard with the water runoff being dangerous to the environment. So honestly, the safest option that a lot of fire departments are taking is just allow it just to burn out if we can.
Thank you.
Very good. Any other questions from any other board members?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by trustee Hugo,
Support.
supported by treasurer Yancho on item 7B. Trustee Ryder,
Yes.
treasurer Yancho,
Yes.
trustee Hugo,
Yes.
trustee White,
Yes.
trustee Fike,
Yes.
myself, yes. 6-0, motion passes. Very good. Future agenda items. Superintendent Limita?
Unless the board is looking for something specific, I know we'll continue to work through updates to the strategic plan.
Okay, very good. Board reports. Treasurer Yancho, do you have anything to
No,
report?
nothing.
I have nothing. Of course, Supervisor Bennett is not here. Superintendent Lima, do you have anything under board reports?
It's the annual financial report. We went through the draft. It will be submitted to the state as per law by June 30th, along with qualifying statement and other documentation. The auditors will be here. They weren't available for the July 7th, so they will be here on that July 21st meeting to walk you through the 2025 annual financial reports.
Very.
I'd say there was no surprises in there, and those of you who sat through that meeting were aware that, again, very, very stable financial report, and I'm looking forward to having them come in and do the presentation for you next month.
Very.
Also, the July 21st, you accepted this ordinance as the first read for the amendment to the fire code. It will be scheduled for July 21st for a second read and adoption for your agenda.
Okay, very good. Adoption 721. 721, second reading. Very good. I have nothing else under board reports, so I believe at this time it would be appropriate for a motion to adjourn.
Can I just mention something? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
trustee Hugo.
The planning commission meetings are usually the first Thursday of the month, but due to the 4th of July holiday, we are switching it to the 9th.
I did wonder why there wasn't a reference to you on the agenda. That explains it. Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Trustee White, do you have anything from the zoning board of appeals?
Nope.
Okay, very good. And we haven't left anybody out. I'm glad for that. Now it may be appropriate for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Hugo, supported by Fike. We are adjourned at 6:30 PM.